The first level of a game is vitally important. It sets the tone while introducing the mechanics that will be built upon for the rest of the adventure. And with the release of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, there's yet another example of a Mario 1-1 level. So it's the perfect time to look back at the series, rank the first levels, and decide which one had the best. There are some rules that I'll be following though. First off, no 3D games in the vein of Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and the rest. Those first levels are far more expansive than something out of the 2D games. It's not exactly a fair comparison. Second, I'll be judging each level in terms of their fun factor and how well they showcase their main gimmick. The game itself might be great, but perhaps it doesn't show off what makes it stand out compared to the rest. With that said, let's see which level won this showdown. New Super Mario Bros. Was the grand return of 2D Mario after a long hiatus. It was something fans never expected to see, as 3D Mario was far removed from the style of the older games. So revisiting this concept was a great idea. But man, this first level feels so shallow. Granted, it's meant to introduce a new generation to this style of Mario, but the platforming is kept too basic with only Goombas and Koopa Troopas appearing. It does debut the concept of finding 3 special coins in each level that would become a mainstay, but finding them all is actively hampered by the big spectacle of this level, the Mega Mushroom. It's cool to stomp across the level destroying everything in your path, but the only reward is extra 1-ups and likely destroying the pipe to the one secret area. You have to avoid it if you want those collectibles. It's fine, but hardly memorable outside of Mega Mario. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is essentially the same as the original, but at least it has more to show off. The big gimmick this time around is that coins are everywhere, and while this first level is definitely modest compared to the rest of the game, it does introduce the gold block. This allows tons of coins to be produced as long as Mario is running or falling at full speed. Add in the other coins that can be collected at the same time, and it makes for quite the initial rush, especially in the secret area with the P-block that can be found. Strangely, while it features many iconic elements of Super Mario Bros. 3 like the platforms and music blocks, the level doesn't feature the Super Leaf. To me, it shows how New Super Mario Bros. 2 is more concerned with the aesthetics of Mario 3 paired with its own coin gimmick, rather than getting to the heart of what made that game great. A step up in first levels, but only by a little. Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels is difficult to place. It's not bad by any means, and it emphasizes just how much more difficult this game will be. If you know what you're in for, this isn't too bad, but if you don't, then this would likely turn you off quickly. The only mushroom must be bounced out of a brick cage with proper timing. The new poison mushrooms are much more common and could catch you off guard. And enemies are out in full force rather than the handful placed here and there. And again, that's not bad because it's reflective of the bigger challenge the game wanted to provide experienced players. There's even secrets to find, making for some fun exploration. Though be careful of Luigi's slippery traction, as it could spell death. It does what it needs to do as a first level, but I find the first levels of other Mario games simply more fun to play. Many first levels in the Mario series thrive by showing off the unexpected. If you're a new player, these new trials will throw you off. Some are meant to be empowering, like New Super Mario Bros., others are here to surprise, and that's Super Mario Land's strength. Everything feels just a little different. There are Goombas, or at least Goomba-like enemies, that act normally, but the Koopa Troopas explode rather than get kicked away in their shell. Even the item that looks like a fire flower instead gives the bounce ball, which ricochets off objects. It's strange, but Mario Land does give enough time for players to adjust and even offers moments to try out the new abilities. How do you reach the coins at the end? Well, it turns out the bounce ball can collect them. There are enemies that resemble the classics, but also a weird new one. It's a fine balance to maintain, but Super Mario Land pulls it off. If only Mario felt a little bit more fun to control, it could have been placed higher. As a first level, Super Mario 3D Land does everything it needs to, as its two big gimmicks are the use of stereoscopic 3D and the return of the Tanuki suit, both of which are shown off to great effect here while maintaining many of the aesthetics of Super Mario Bros. 3. And there are plenty of secrets to find with things high above, in the foreground, and seemingly all over. It rewards exploration with little things to see while still allowing experienced players to blast through if they so choose. It's a fun little level that succeeds in showcasing how it combines 2D and 3D Mario gameplay. As fantastic as the entire game is, Super Mario Bros. Wonder's first level is focused more on evoking a feeling than anything else. There's no challenge to be found here even in the most basic sense. There's no pits, the enemies are all Goombas, the level is entirely designed to show off the new Elephant Mario power-up and the Wonder Flower effects, and it's a success on that front. There's an undeniable charm throughout the entire level, and it feels more engaging than simply making Mario huge like in the original New Super Mario Bros. But there's no real bite. In many ways, it feels like the first level of a Kirby game, not Mario. New Super Mario Bros. Wii stands out because of how wide open it feels for a 2D Mario. There are the literal rolling hills peppered with pipes leading to secret areas, while the new propeller suit offers plenty of chances to take to the skies and discover what lies above. There's even a novel effect of pushing aside the clouds that cover the platforms. It's nothing too wild, but this was the first simultaneous multiplayer Mario game. The level provided plenty of room for all 4 players to explore and figure things out, but because of that, it can feel a tad sparse in single player. While Super Mario Land stood out because of how different it was, Super Mario Land 2 stands out because of how close it gets to a console experience. It's striking with how big the sprites are, how Mario can actually carry the Koopa shells, and even has access to the spin jump from Mario World. Yet there are unique aspects as well. There are secrets to find, but rather than seemingly teleporting to a new area, you can see how Mario is actually underground and how the areas connect. It's a level of detail never shown before, allowing the player to actively gauge how far they traveled. The Fire Flower is here and has the new ability to break through specific blocks. Nothing is actually earned from them, but the possibility is shown. And it all comes together because the level is simply fun to explore. New Super Mario Bros. U is unique in that it seems completely designed around a single component, the Flying Squirrel Suit. Oftentimes, later levels serve as introductions to a power-up, or the first level is meant to provide a baseline of what a power-up can do. But in the case of the Super Acorn, that is placed front and center. It makes the level feel uniquely fun as players learn to sail across the air, get a single boost, and reach new heights. Even the secret areas are designed to better teach the player. It all helps give New Super Mario Bros. U some worthwhile extra flair. Speaking of flair, Super Mario World is all about it. It's meant to showcase just what the Super Nintendo could do over the NES, and it does so with aplomb. I remember being thrown off by the dinosaurs who became faster after a single hit, while the giant bullet bills blew me away. It grabs the player's attention immediately, but what's fascinating is how little it shows. While 2 different levels are available when the game begins, this is the one that's marked as the first. And yet there's no sign of the Super Cape or even Yoshi. It's impressively reserved with the cards it reveals, focusing instead on getting the player used to Mario's new base moveset, including the spin jump. But I also noticed that while the enemies were impressively varied, with a charge and chuck that always gave me trouble as a kid, there wasn't a lot to discover off the beaten path. It's a great first level, but not quite Mario's best. Super Mario 3D World's first level functions in much the same way as New Super Mario Bros. U in that much of it is designed to show off the new power-up, but 3D World thrives in its openness and variety. Like 3D Land, there's a lot to see both above and below, but it's facilitated more by the new cat suit, providing plenty of opportunities to climb, pounce, and explore. But it's not solely focused on the cat suit either, as the clear pipes are demonstrated at least a little in how they work. And finally, there's spectacle to be enjoyed if players explore enough, as a Mega Mushroom can be obtained, where it's put to far better use here than in the original New Super Mario Bros. It's more focused and is used specifically to retrieve a special coin. It's just a little amusing that the Mega Mushroom really doesn't appear all that much in the grand scheme. Still, it's a short and sweet new level that shows why Cat Mario was such a standout new power-up. Super Mario Land may have felt a little different to a typical Mario game, but Super Mario Bros. 2 was a complete shift for the franchise. Of course, anyone familiar with a little game called Doki Doki Panic knows why that is, but it's impressive how the game still manages to feel like Mario. I never questioned it as a sequel as a kid, and even now I don't. But as a first level, this thrusts you into the action as you fall from a door and immediately see an enemy. Your first inclination is to jump on it and defeat it, but that doesn't happen. Instead, you ride around, unharmed and pushing buttons to reveal you can throw it. This naturally leads to tossing an enemy into another, which actually defeats them. The entire level is like this, gradually showing each new mechanic. Picking up enemies leads to picking the vegetables, which also destroys enemies. But sometimes there's a potion that creates a door where coins and a mushroom that extends your health can be found. It's not just potions too, but shells and bombs, the latter of which reveals a shortcut to the boss that is Birdo, something else that makes Mario 2 stand out. This clues players into mini-bosses appearing frequently. Even the level itself has a ton of variety thanks to the climbing section toward the end. It's a different kind of Mario game from the original, but it stands out all the same as something just as fun. Speaking of Super Mario Bros., while later games may have surpassed it in fun factor, it excelled at introducing players to its mechanics. From the Goomba that showed enemies could be jumped on, to the first mushroom that made Mario strong enough to destroy blocks, to Koopa Troopas demonstrating that each enemy will behave in different ways. It really shows every new player just what it has to offer. This also encouraged kids, or at least me, to break every block because you never know what's inside. It could be hidden coins or even the ever-valuable Fire Flower, which was immediately handy in taking down enemies. But the level benefited from replayability as well, with Mario heading into a pipe for level 2, indicating that pipes could be entered. And sure enough, this hidden pipe can take Mario all the way to the end of the level, rewarding exploration, but also showing that there are faster ways to get back to where you were, should you game over. Referenced and replicated, the original 1-1 is 101 at designing first levels. And yet there's a first level that I hold in even higher regard, Super Mario Bros. 3. Obviously it's aided by my own nostalgia, but I'm struck with how much it has going on despite how short it is. It has its own flair with the first Goomba before being shown a Piranha Plant and then the Koopa Troopa. But if a player is a veteran of the original Mario and is always running, they will instead pick it up rather than kick it, revealing that new possibility. It's still possible to get the Super Leaf without carrying the shell, but in this way both new and old players discover how shells open question blocks. Then there's the Raccoon Suit, the first flight power-up, and it's encouraged right off the bat with coins leading up into the sky. It's just rewarding and freeing to see what's hiding up there. Heck, if players keep flying, they can find a special pipe leading to a secret area. But even down below there's a set of blocks that help introduce the new P-switch and just a general sense of discovery. I mean, you can't do anything with it, but the white block is here, allowing Mario to go behind the scenes by crouching on it for long enough. It mesmerized me as a kid and never felt like a slog to revisit. Instead, I was more excited to see what new secret I could find. If it stuck with me all these years, then I have to imagine Nintendo did something right. But that is my ranking of every first level in Mario platformers. It's far from objective, but I did my best to look at it through an objective lens, placing many much higher than I thought I would. But I'm curious, what do you think the best first level in Mario is? Do you agree with my placement of Mario Wonder? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/gvgaming, or simply subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Every bit helps and we couldn't be more appreciative. Thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for more fun videos in the future. Until next time, bye.